Stay tuned for some masterful monoprint backgrounds using your gel plate and altenew mixed media inks. A few weeks ago when altenew came out with their new mixed media inks, I knew I wanted to create some really cool backgrounds, and I thought it would be the perfect time to pull out my gel plate and have some fun exploring. So I've got 3 different backgrounds that are really easy to do, and they'll get you used to using the mixed media ink and a gel plate if you're not familiar with this medium. For these projects, I'll be using the 3 greens from the Green Field set. And the reason why I'm using a gel plate is because I know I'm going to get exactly what I want. I could do some direct to paper, but sometimes what happens is you don't get a good coverage with your ink pad, and then you have to go over it and over it again, and you don't really get the definition that you're looking for. So by using a gel plate, I can really set up the design I'm looking for and then go ahead and take the print. Now, if you're not familiar with the term monoprint, that's actually just a print that comes from a gel plate or any other kind of printed surface that you can only get once. So every time you create something with a gel plate, it's a monoprint because you really can't replicate it exactly ever again. So for the first one, I'm going to take Evergreen, which is the darkest color, and I'm going to smush it right in the center here. And this is going to become the focal point for the background. And then I'm going to take the Forest Glades and I'm going to run it around the sides, giving myself a border in between the 2 colors. So now you can see I kind of have like a background and I've got this little square here. Now I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock and place it right in the center and give it a good rub. Make sure that I've got contact all the way across, just like that. And now I'm going to lift it up and see what I get. So there we go. There is my first monoprint, and it's very similar to the one that I did for my sample. I've got a little bit of an angle here, but that's just the uniqueness of a monoprint. So you can mess around with this. You can try it again on the back side until you get exactly the look you're looking for, but this will be really great for another project. For my second pattern, I thought I would do some more direct to gel application. So I'm going to start with the frayed leaf, and I'm just going to create a squiggle pattern. And then I'll come in with Forest Glades right below it and do the same kind of squiggle pattern. And then go with the Evergreen and again repeat that squiggle pattern. So now I have my 3 colors, kind of in an ombre effect, but in a squiggle. And I'm going to get all of this really great texture once I put my card down. So again, I'll place my card down onto the gel. Make sure I've got coverage all over. And it's okay if I get this on the back because that's the back. And it does dry fairly quickly, so I'm not really concerned about any kind of extra smudging off the back. All right, and I'll go ahead and lift this up again. And look at the beautiful background that I achieved. For my sample, I did a little bit of a thinner line, so I had some white in between, but this is just as gorgeous with the 3 colors touching. So to clean up your gel plate, all you have to do is wipe it down with a damp rag. Because the mixed media ink is water soluble, it comes right up, and then you can move right on to your next project without having to do anything else to your gel plate. So for our third project, I'm going to bring in a brayer. And I'm going to start adding color in different directions. So this is something that you might call a little bit more advanced, but it's not really. It's just a different technique. So I've got a little bit of the frayed leaf on here, and I'm just going to dab it in places. So there's a little bit on here, and then just wipe this off a little bit. It's okay if you get contamination on your ink pads. They will clean up really easy. All you have to do is either dab the area with a damp cloth, or you can just press it until the color goes away. I found that I did get some contamination, but it was really easy to clean these up. So now I'm just adding a little bit more of, this is the Forest Glades, and I'll put this in just a couple of places. And again, I will clean off my brayer. Well, actually, I don't even really need to. I'll go right into the Evergreen, and then maybe you can see some of that contamination that might happen. As you can see, because I went from light to dark, I didn't really get much on here. All right, and then for this third one, I'll go the other direction and just put some of that forest green on here. So I'll clean off my brayer. And then I thought I would do something kind of neat and take a large background stamp. This is the wood palette background. I'm going to lay it right in the gel plate and press this down. And lift up. Now I can use this for printing in a minute here, but I'll go ahead and put down my piece of cardstock, and you're going to see that I will not only get this variegation in color, but I'm also going to get the pattern from the background stamp. So again, just making sure that everything has touched the gel plate, and pull it up, and there you go. Not only do I have all these background colors, but I also have some of that texture in there from the background. And here's the sample that I did with it. And as you can see, this one had a little bit more green in it. This one has a little bit more white in it, but they both achieve a very similar effect with the very subtle wood grain in there. All right, so for a bonus, I can take this background piece, and it also has the ink left over on it. And for something very subtle, I've got this spare piece here. I'm just going to pop that on. And I get a very, very subtle background texture with that wood grain. So there you go. Some really great ideas on how you can use a gel plate to create some really cool backgrounds using the mixed media inks from altenew. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and pull out your gel plate and try some of these really fun techniques today. When you share them on social media, don't forget to tag me at Pixel Maven's Retreat. I'd love to see what you're creating. I'll be back soon with some more fun ideas, but until next time, happy crafting. Help support my craft education efforts by clicking on the subscribe button and the little bell so you'll get notified when I create new content just for you. If you're looking for something else to watch, how about one of these crafty videos?